All right, so at this point, we have worked through number 6 and number 7C. We just found the radius of our new circle to be revised to 2.25 inches. That is important because now when we look at number 7D, it says using this length, what is the corresponding grid spacing for the sketch? Okay, so this is like with our previous question where we had to do a ratio. So corresponding grid spacing for the sketch, so it looks like number 2B. This is the same question, except now instead of using the circle, or the rectangle rather, we're using the circle. So it's the same thought process, ratio time, okay? And to recap what's happening, we had circle number 1. Each square space was equal to 1/4 of an inch, and we found our radius to be 2.25 inches. All right, 2.25 inches for the radius. Then we revised our area to be 15.9, and that messed with the grid spacing. And our new radius is 2.25 inches. So our radius is larger, and we need to figure out, okay, now that we have a larger radius, what does each grid space equal to now? So we are comparing our grid spacing to the radius. So anytime you're thinking comparison, one thing compared to another thing, think ratio, okay? So in this case, we have our grid spacing, okay? And we are comparing it to the radius, okay? And for circle number 1, so I'm just going to call it C1 for circle number 1, we had our grid space, which was 0.25 inches. And our radius was, error, 0.75 inches. My bad. Okay, our radius was 0.75 inches. Okay, and then for our circle number 2, circle 2, we have a radius of 2.25 inches, 2.25 inches, and our grid space, we have a question mark here. This is our unknown, so I'm going to put X in there. So we know what grid space was equal to for circle 1 because this was given. We know what the radius was for circle 1 because it was given. For circle number 2, we found our new radius to be 2.25 inches, and we have to now figure out what does one of these little squares equal to now. So that's what's happening. And we are doing grid space compared to the radius, grid space to radius. And we need to once again cross multiply. So we have 0.75x is equal to 2.25 times 0.25. So 2.25 times 0.25. And that's going to be 0.56. Okay. So looking at that 7.56. All right. So we need to get x by itself. Right now it's being multiplied by 0.75. To get it to the other side, we have to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So 0.75 divided by 0.75. X is going to be whatever that is divided by 0.75. Ooh, 0.75. Nice. So the grid space, so each grid space is now 0.75 inches, whereas before it was 0.25 inches. So we now know what this is, 0.75 inches. That has been found right here.